Good morning. Welcome to ATI ProMedia. We are powered by advanced trading. Action packed show, and it built itself. From when I got up this morning around 5 o'clock, I said, we're not going to have a lot to talk about. I had all types of kooky stuff I was going to talk about. But when I look over at the quote board, we have a market. Let's go over to quotes. Corn on the highs up 4.5, 5. Soybeans up 3 after being down all night. Border trade wheat up 20. KC wheat up 18. Cattle were up big. Feeders were up. Hogs down. Gold down 62. Silver down 140. We got an action-packed day. Interest rates are up. The stock market's moving. A couple more headlines before we get in the show. Happy Earth Day for all you Earth Day tree hugging folks. Grab yourself a tree and get involved. I hear Connor B laughing in the background. Connor, grab yourself a tree and get involved, brother. Jump in the show here. May options expire this Friday. Why do you find that funny? What
I
this is
just
serious?
I was just like, what's he gonna say about this headline? And you just say tree hugging, hug a tree out there. Happy
I
Earth Day.
want it. That
You
tree is probably one of the only people that likes me in this world. All right, let's get in the show.
you know what I saw about Earth Day is Biden administration is gonna do 7
Oh,
billion for rooftop solar projects. I think it's geared to toward low income that trying to get solar in that type of community, but $7 billion for rooftop solar, Tommy. Happy
it's
Earth Day.
interesting. Speaking of rooftop, I have a little color to add to that. After spending a lot of time in Nashville, when you go to different buildings or different hotels and look down, there's a lot of greenery. And as Nashville's grown up, they're trying to make rooftops green. That's also that was a really big thing in Chicago for a while. Just bringing the green back. One interesting thing about like New York, which is just absolutely a mess. I have a godson who's going to school in Columbia. That could be a whole 10
Boy.
episodes about what's going there. We'll just leave it with oh boy. But when you go to New York, Central Park really takes care of a lot of that greenery. So you feel like you're in this big city, and you are, but you have that park. Now, when you go to Nashville or Chicago, we have our Lincoln Park that's still very nice. But when you go to Nashville, they're like, it's just concrete jungle. I got to say, it's nice to be home. That's all I can say about that. And grass is green here in Indiana. Speaking about grass not being green, Brady Huck said, "Tell him, I think we need it. He'd come on the show if he had a shirt with arms on it." But the
He
I think they need a drink there in Kansas. And he also said we're at actionable levels. So KC wheat with a 6 in front of it. Hello, make KC $6 wheat. Tell a friend, and that's going to be fun. Why don't you go over the headlines? I'm a little slap happy. I'm 3 coffees into it. I'm ready to go,
Let's
and
do it.
we got a lot of things to talk about.
Let's do it. Yeah. KC wheat at that 100-day moving average. Chicago wheat up 20, like you said, Tommy. So on a roll there. So first one I have headlines is our favorite topic, a little sarcasm, Bitcoin. I'm jumping ahead, Joe. Bitcoin, right? So we had this thing called Bitcoin halving, Tommy. Okay. It's the first time since 2024. So with Bitcoin, right, they built it into the code that the incentive to mine Bitcoin, right? Picture all those computer processors, right? That's how we're going to mine it. Every 4 years, every 5 years, they reduce that incentive to mine Bitcoin by half. Okay. Why do they do that? Is because they're generating, right? They're making it more advantageous, right? They want to create a scarcity effect. That's the word I was looking for, allowing the cryptocurrency to maintain its digital gold like quality. So it is built into the code to make it more scarce, and we'll see that. So I think right now, I think Bitcoin's up a little bit. Tommy, correct me if you got that up there, but
Yeah, it's up
just
1,800 today. Yeah.
it's very for a corn soybean right commodity trader, and we flip to that just built into the code that we have that scarcity. It's fascinating to me, Tommy.
Yeah, it's interesting to see the halving of Bitcoin and then see gold down 60. Gold's been a real hero. The big update was up 80. If we could go down 80, that would rattle some cages. I will say this, that people who are long gold from the last week or two are probably underwater. And, there's some wild things going on in commodities. We do have, we could pop this up. We have May options expire Friday,
Yep.
and people are getting out of those positions, making cash sales. Of course, people are very busy farming, and we wish everyone a safe plant 24. Farmers are, if we call their cell phones, are more than willing to talk. They don't have a lot of time to visit. Um, Obviously, if we catch a rain day, they have a lot more time to visit. They're This is the time of year we have to have a weather market. Now, I'm gonna give you some advice from my friend Gordy Lynn from the Lynn Group. People used to get bulled up at the end of April and May. And he said no crop in history has ever been ruined on April. We'll use today's date. No crop in history has ever been ruined on April 22nd. So there's still so much time to plant it. So if you're buying this because we're having planting delays, if you're buying it because of this, if you're buying it because of that, you may be this the timing and seasonality of wanting to be a big spec long could be wrong. But wait, the funds are short, and I believe you brought up a good chart of that. There is a big fund short, so maybe this is a powder keg waiting to happen. Time will tell. When they go to buy this stuff, if there's no selling, farmers exhausted. They puked it on the March options expiration and March futures expiration. There may be a little room to run up here. So speaking like a true analyst, we may go up, we may go down. Not at risk.
Pull
Uh,
that yeah, the commitment of traders was Friday. Pull that chart up, Joe, from our friends at Ag Resource. So usually I break it down corn, soybeans. I look at it individually. This one, right, it bundled it all together and just look at that managed money net futures and options for corn, wheat, soy, hogs, live and feeder cattle. And as you can see, the story it tells is that we are in that across all commodities, close to that record short place in 2024. So rallied a little bit, right? They've added to their bearish bets and then breaking all those down. I don't know if this one includes it, but soy oil, Tommy, is that one's fascinating. The sell off
mhm.
we've seen there in soy oil. That's the
Yeah, I
one that
know.
jumped out at me.
Yeah, I noticed the Twitter chatter, some people posting pictures of that, and everyone always asks me about meal and oil. I have bought meal as hedges for hog guys before, but I the only time I've ever seen people hedge soy oil is on the spin off of the ethanol plant. So when an ethanol plant crushes a ton of corn, they obviously have the DDGs, and then there's a corn oil component that had people ask before for help on that. But as far as hedging oil and meal, I mean, obviously the hog guy, we can feel when meal's cheaper, and anyone who needs meal or DDGs, when they get cheap, if you need them, the best way to go get them is to go get them. And but mostly what we do, Connor, a lot of what we do is we talk a lot about corn all day, every day. Corn and then beans and then wheat. At least that's what I feel like I do here at Advanced Trading. A little bit more wheat because the spring wheat guys, but they could have $12, $13 wheat and they're not going to sell it because it's going to 14 or 15. And it's true. That's really what they do. And I'm only laughing because they know it too. So there's not a spring wheat guy who's like, nope, if it rallies, I'm selling it. I know a few who don't have storage who say if and when spring wheat gets to here, we're a seller, and they never look back. And more times than not, it works out for them. Yeah, you got any color on corn in its move up today?
Yeah, nice rally. Good to see. We will have planning progress out today. And so 5-year average, Tommy, is right around 10%. I think the trade's guessing we're going to be there, right? In Central Illinois, this is me getting backyarditis, but I feel like we're going to be there. We had a good weekend. Everyone was able to, not everyone, but we were able to see stuff get rolling, a lot of dust flying. We do have a lot, in my immediate area, we got a lot of rain toward the last half of the week into the weekend. So I got to think if you're going to play anything, we're probably rocking and rolling. So probably a little more beans and corn. We had some colder temperatures, but good progress overall. So I think that planning progress will keep being right in line, if not maybe a little better than that 5-year average on corn and soybeans.
Sounds like you have little spring allergies, or you smoked a cigar or something over the weekend because you're half dying over there. We I like to see the markets up. This is fun. I like to see people out planning. I want farmers be in a good mood. If we get something actionable, we'll send out a text, and
Yep.
we're getting there. Should we talk about what we did with premium content? Let's see.
Let's do it.
Friday we had Saturday we had Don Wick on. Don Wick does our end of the week, and on Friday Brady Huck broke down this cattle report. Great job, Brady. He one thing he did say was, "I wish the markets were open. We could trade this." Kind of had a good idea. We'd open firm, and we did. If you are interested in premium content, we have our website address right there. People often ask, "What do I get with premium content?" You get a morning email. You get 6 videos, maybe more per week, but 6 videos per week. And we have a Friday newsletter that comes out that Mr. Brian Bassey and the group put together. And you get text on actionable alerts. And we're getting to a level here. We're going to probably have to send out an actionable alert here pretty soon with KC Wheat and just the overall transition out of May. So put your grain elevator hat on. When you worked at an elevator, explain to folks what's going to happen the next week as options expire. And then as the May futures get rolled into another month, possibly July or SEP or DECE, what happens here on the cash market as we come through another futures and options expiration, Mr. Connor B?
Yeah, well, if history repeats ourselves, right? March expiration, we really saw that weakness as we saw that movement from March to May. No guarantees we're going to see that from May to July, right? But it typically does funky things, especially the corn spreads or grain spreads in general, right? We can see them move in different places, right? The May, July this year, right now, we're sitting at call it nine and a half, 9 3/4 carry, right? I can remember 2-3 years ago, Tommy, coming out of that 2020, that thing was, I think it was close to $1 inverted, right? So when we're looking at managing carries in versus at the farm level, right? We got to keep in mind right now it's at a carry, but my gosh, I still have PTSD thinking about rolling through that dollar. It might have even been $1.20 inverse, Tommy. Don't quote me on that. I'm pulling from memory, but that's the things when I think of May, July, things like that pop in my head.
Yeah, and explaining that to people could be painful. It's our job to teach and educate, and we love doing it. But it's also the job of the student to learn, right? So,
Mhm.
so maybe when I was in school, I thought I had bad teachers. Maybe I was a bad student, and it's a combination of both. Obviously, you need both to
Yeah.
succeed. Well, we're still here, willing to teach people
Yep.
a few things. And yes, sir.
And with carries and spreads, remember there's only one rule when it comes to spreads. There are no rules. Keep that in mind always.
Well, it's interesting. That's interesting how the CME group margin spreads as if it's less risky until they get wacky, and then I've seen spreads where several times during the Ukraine. I'll give you one example. During the Ukraine war, the front month of wheat was limit up, and the back month of wheat went limit down. And I remember calling a client saying, I don't know how to explain this to you, but the back month of wheat is down 60 cents, but the front month's up 60. And I think the value is buying the back, right? So they'd want to be like, should I sell the front or buy the back? And they owned wheat. And so they were aggressively selling the front because they own wheat and produce wheat. I said, go buy the back. And it was the wildest thing. I mean, uh, how the trade ended up was interesting. I don't even want to say, but it ended up working, but to see something limit down as a spread. So take the person at the opposite side of that. Someone was short the front and long the back. They had a $1.20 loser, which would stack you up for about what, 7 grand per one lot of a loss. And I guarantee the margin to have that trade on was only a couple $1,000s. So that is an example of how someone can get in trouble. And obviously someone had the other
Absolutely.
side of that. It just always feels like when the markets go wacky that everyone has the wrong side, right? Or maybe a lot of little people have the wrong side and one really big person gets the right side. Anyway, interesting story. Just a tidbit reminder with that. What
Yep.
else do you have? Oh, there we go. That's pretty. Oh yeah, we sent out a flag to a premium subscriber, and I was looking on
Very
Instagram,
cool.
and they had sent that. They got the flag, and they said they love listening to the show, and they
It,
believed in us enough to click and subscribe to the premium. Yes, sir.
are they in Canada or no? You talk about sending flags to Canadians quite a bit. I'm gonna take a
No,
guess and say they're in America,
no,
right?
and I gotta tell my Canadian friends, it's very expensive to send you a flag. If you want a flag and you're in Canada, go on Amazon, buy it yourself. I'll send you the money. It'd be 1/3 the cost than if I put 20 bucks in an envelope, it'd be way cheaper than actually mailing it over. The Canadian government thinks we're doing some big drug deal or something. So they make simple things hard. All right. Buckeye Farmer Boy. A few
You
planters starting to roll in southern Ohio today. What do you think of
awesome.
that, Connor?
Good to see. Great to see, right? Hopefully, I don't know the forecast in Ohio, but hopefully you get some clear skies, good weather, and you can keep making. So good luck. Stay safe, Buckeye Farm Boy, if you're going to roll
Yeah.
today, but good to see.
I
Luke,
didn't understand this. I didn't understand
low
what Luke was saying.
low income is in Martha's Vineyard getting EV chargers low income or low income low. He's talking about our about Biden's comment about 7 billion to lower income. So he's saying,
Oh, look,
is
yeah,
it low income as in Martha's Vineyard, or is it truly low income? I
I
can't
understand what
I
he's
can't
saying.
speak to that, Luke.
So,
The article said it was lower income people. I didn't read farther into that than
yeah.
that.
Well, we were going to bring up the charts, but I can just let's just do the quotes. I don't want to bring up the charts because I have to go buy a refrigerator. So if you're out there and you have refrigerator advice, my wife and I are going together, Gina G. Give us a call, 1-855-737-FARM. I've had some suggestions. They were, do not buy a Samsung. Don't even go with LG, and then watch that these brands also make other brands and disguise them. Like when Sears Roebuck was around, they would have the Kenmore brand, which was really this brand. And so I think it's harder for me to buy a refrigerator than it would be a new vehicle. What do you think, Connor?
Absolutely. And in this day and age, you can research everything, right? So you can go on and do best 10 refrigerators to buy or worst top 10, right? 20, 30 years ago, right? If you're going to buy a toothbrush, you're probably going to do the research on what type of toothbrush to buy. Isn't it? It's just wild how much information's out there and how we can do it. So
Yeah,
that
and I
being said, don't buy Samsung. I got a Frigidaire, and I got to tell you, Tommy, it didn't work I had problems with the freezer for 6, 7 months. They did cover it under warranty, and they sent me a second one. That second refrigerator's holding up pretty good.
well, that brings up interesting. Do I buy as people who sell insurance? Do I buy the insurance?
I say no. Me personally, never. Right? I never get the extended warranty. Right?
Oh, we
But
got
that's just
Nathan
me.
putting corn in the ground in southern central Iowa. Nathan, I was in Iowa this weekend over in Bettendorf, and driving across the top part of my whole drive to Indiana is just really the top part of northern Illinois. Some people working up some dirt. I did see one planter go across top of the highway. I didn't actually see him planting those. So interesting things happening. We could throw a lot of seed in the ground quickly, can't we, Connor?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Right. High speed planners do wonders for how fast we can go.
Yeah. Put a little color on the cattle real quick. Let's heck with it. Bring in one chart. I do want to show cattle that they've got up to actionable level here. June cattle coming up to this level right here. Nice day in cattle, but they were up more a little bit. June cattle up 130. They were up like 280. They're probably they're going to continue to stay volatile, right? I was going to say, oh, they might go here, they might go. Who the heck knows where they're going? But they're going to stay volatile. Uh, Wild day on the quote board. Corn up, beans up, wheat up. Nice to see cattle up. Hogs not even hogs coming along for the party. Gold down 70. Silver down big. Interest rates still going up. It doesn't surprise me. Interest rates are going up. Everything I see on my board's inflationary. What do you see, Connor?
Yeah.
Stock market up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and everything's whole. You said corn's up 5.5 when you open. We're still holding that. Wheat's still up 20. So hopefully, let's see how the fall through the week. But good to see. Let's hope for good weather, higher prices, and let's keep going. See what the rest of the week brings, Tommy.
Absolutely. If you're out there and you're interested in premium content, go ahead and give it a try. If you have questions, call us. Maybe you say, I have questions before I subscribe to premium. What do I get? How do I sign up? How do I cancel if I don't like it? What do you like, right? What do you want for $1 a day? Do you think we're providing $1 a day worth of value? Some people do. If $1 is too much for you to spend, no hard feelings. Keep watching us every day at 9. I'm sure we'll provide some good content. With that, I do see a couple more comments or questions coming
Oh
in.
yeah, pull them up.
Yeah, we got
What we
time.
got?
Wow.
Plenty of corn in the ground in North Carolina. Pretty sure I'm the only one in the county that has put some beans in so far. So good to see, Luke. I got to think where you are. Yeah, you probably do have probably a good majority of the corn planted, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, but keep us updated on how the soybean planting goes.
Yeah, VIX down 5%. That makes sense. Nothing too big blew up over the weekend. Although the stock market was up earlier, the VIX is the volatility index. That particular VIX Brett's talking about is the S&P 500. I'm assuming he's talking about. Oh, by the way, every market has a VIX. Every market has a volatility. The CME group has this stuff called CVOL. There's all types of volatility indexes out there. We're gonna have some good premium content this week. Starting to line up guests. Might see a few new faces. With that, let's close the show. Let me find the right button to hit. Again, we are looking for refrigerator advice as a consumer making a major purchase here, and who knows? We might go for the trifecta: new fridge, microwave stove, get it all the match, look pretty.
Bundle it, Tommy. Bundle it.
Bundle, do the bundle. All right. I will see you, or maybe Brady, tomorrow, to the couple hundred people watching. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to click like and subscribe if you want to know what that's like. You go like this, you click like and subscribe, and then you will get it's the button is on auto wrap. We speaking of rapping, they're gonging us. It's time to, oh my gosh, there one more comment. Who does this? Get the get the pitcher of water in the door. Oh my God. We have the best fans. We really do. And we wouldn't some days we wonder why we do this, but we do it for you guys. So thanks for tuning in. You're making us better brokers. Hopefully we're making you better farmers. And with that, have a great afternoon. See you, Connor.
See you, Tommy.
Thanks for joining us. We're here every day, 9 a.m. Central. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.